Hey Rick, how you
Morning.
doing?
Well, post Thanksgiving, and I'm still able to walk and tie my shoes, so that's probably a good thing.
There's always lots that we can find to be grateful for, right?
It's all right, for sure. It was a
Oh
good
my
week.
God. It was a good week. It was
Very
so
thankful.
nice. I put a house up for sale right on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And I thought, well, let's see how this goes because my client is doing a 1031 exchange and they happen to be where they want to do the exchange for the holiday. And it's not an easy feat to get there. So we thought,
Sure.
let's just put it on the market. And then we had an open house on
Nice.
Saturday and we had
Oh,
30 people through. And we've had about 17 private showings. And we're still entering the offers. Offers were due today. We're still entering them right now.
wow.
But we are at, let me see here. We are at seven, eight. We're at 8 offers so far.
Mm.
And yeah, all on a holiday weekend. And some of them are pretty healthy, pretty really good offers. So
Yeah, well,
things
that's
were
good to know
chugging
because,
along.
well, yeah, people think, well, years ago, it's true. We used to have these seasons, right? Like, the winter time, this time of year was always slow, and then it got busy during the summer or whatever. There really aren't any seasons anymore.
Nope.
I mean, it's year round, and we're seeing, in your case, exactly 8, 9 offers the week of Thanksgiving, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we see that on every offer right now.
Yep.
We've not had an offer this year, regardless of where rates went, where there was only like one offer,
Right. Yeah.
not
There's
one.
no seasons. That's exactly
There's
right.
no season. So stuff is selling for sure. That's good
Yeah, it
news.
is. It is. So, and then pray for me because I'm going to write an offer from one of our
Yep.
clients, and we've just celebrated our 1 year of looking at houses together. So hopefully this
Yeah.
will be. They've had a baby, they've done all this stuff. So, and hopefully we'll get this one. So we're trying to figure out how to strategize. Meanwhile, there's some new news on your end. And I wanted to talk about this. We've covered it before on other podcasts, but it's such an interesting concept. People don't realize that there's different price points for different things in the mortgage market. Like if you're buying a condo, you're going to get a different, that your mortgage is priced differently than, a single family house, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point because yeah, we've talked about this before, and people advertise rates. People say, "Well, what's the rate?" Well, it's like, what color blue do you want?
I know. It's like what
Right?
there's
So
a
there's
lot of
different shades
different
of
things.
blue, and so there's no like, here's the rate, and so, but we got some really good news this week, though. In fact, we got it
Mhm.
today. We talked a few weeks ago about every year the agencies, Freddie and Fannie and FHA, they all increase their loan limits.
Mhm.
And we try to think ahead of that limit increase before it's announced and then release what we think it might be and being conservative in that number.
Mhm.
So let's look at what the limits are, what those mean. So you have essentially three limits. You have conforming, then
Mhm.
you have they came out with a new category a few years ago called high balance or high balance conforming. The high balance conforming loans, or high balance we call it, is only available in quote unquote high cost areas. And so, what's a high cost area? Well, Orange County, LA County are high cost areas.
Right.
Riverside, San Bernardino County are not high cost areas.
Mhm.
Okay, so in Orange County, you have conforming, then you've got high balance, and then above that, you've got jumbo. So you have
Mhm.
really three categories. And so why is it important to know what those mean? Well, when you have the loans within the conforming loan limit. And by the way, we talked about this a few weeks ago, where we raised the conforming limit from 726.2 to 750,000.
Mhm.
That wasn't going to be the exact number we knew it, but we thought it'd be close to that. The good news is today the new official number is 766,550.
Mhm.
That's really, really great. The next
Mhm.
level for the high balance goes up to, they raised that as well. That now is up to $1,149,825.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go above that 1,149,825, you go into what's considered jumbo. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about what those mean
Mm-hmm.
and why it's important to know it. Because the lending guidelines are different in every one of those categories. And
Mm-hmm.
the mortgage rates are different, each one of those categories. So your better mortgage rate will be at 766,550 now. That's a great number.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? Well, the rate on that conforming loan is lower than the rate on a high balance.
Mm-hmm.
And also on that conforming loan, you can buy a home with this is conventional, not FHA, straight conventional. You can buy a home with as little as 3% down.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that. So 3% down up to 766,550. When
Mm-hmm.
you go above that, the rate is a little bit higher, not much, it's a little bit higher, and you have to have at least 5% down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you go into jumbo, now jumbo is going to be above 1,149,825. So loan amounts above that. Jumbo is a different category. So they require larger down payments.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a cash reserve requirement, and they
Mm-hmm.
also require higher FICO scores. So
Mm-hmm.
the jumbo category is a bit more restrictive in terms of interest, in terms of the underwriting guidelines,
Mm-hmm.
down
Mm-hmm.
payment, qualifying reserves, things like that. Okay. So I love the idea where at 766,550, there's a lot of home buyers that will fit within that range
Right.
for that lower rate and better down and lower down payments.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
that's
that's very
definitely
encouraging.
good news. Yeah. And yeah, people don't realize, when you are getting a quote for a mortgage, not only is it, townhome, condo, it's neighborhood, it's
Where you live,
area,
zip
it's
code. Yeah.
county, it's,
Mhm.
that there's different. And for the conforming, non-conforming, and high balance conforming, once you fit into that little box that they have there for, let's say, conforming, then all circumstances, in your favor, if you've got good everything else, then you're going to get the best rate once you
Right.
fit into conforming loans. So I
Exactly right.
know that some people, when they're buying a house, they might be approved for, let's say, 3% down on a $900,000 purchase in Riverside. So the conforming loan limit is what, Riverside?
That's gonna be a 550.
Okay,
So lower
766.
for
Yeah.
Riverside. Mhm.
Yeah. So somebody might put enough down payment, even though they were approved for less, they might put enough down payment to buy, to just keep their loan at that limit so they can get the best interest rate. So,
Correct. Right. Now, also before we got on this call here, we just got the FHA increase as well, officially
mhm.
announced. FHA is now up to 1,099,300.
Woo.
Yes, that's
Wow.
cool. So FHA is a 3.5% down payment loan. And what's nice about FHA compared to the conventional products is FHA is really, you have to know that FHA was, when it came out, I think in 1930 something, it was designed, it's a HUD program, government-backed program.
Mhm.
It was designed to help first-time home buyers. It's
Right.
not considered a quote-unquote first-time buyer program, but that's the idea behind the FHA loans. And so
Mhm.
they require lower down payments. You can do an FHA with as low as 3.5% down.
Right.
And they also don't, you have lower credit scores with FHA, and the rate
Mhm.
is lower, FHA, and
Mhm.
they're more forgiving on the underwriting. So FHA is a really, really great loan. It's
I
really
love the
about the best
FHA
loan
loan.
out there. Yeah.
Mhm. Agreed.
So
Agreed.
so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. I just said agree. I was gonna say it's the most flexible loan
Very
that there is,
flexible.
really. Yeah.
It's a great loan. Love
There's a
FHA
lot of
loans.
guidelines to know, and that's why I say thank God I have Rick, because um you really stay on top of everything, because guidelines are important. They are the facts.
Yeah, it's important that we know what those are. So when we're talking to home buyers, we know how to structure the right program to get the best
Mhm.
deal.
Agreed. Well, Rick, once again, you're a genius. I appreciate you,
Yeah,
and we will see you here next week.
awesome. Look forward to it. See you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.